Congratulations, Doreen. We're
Thank you
so
so
proud of
much.
you.
Thank you, Jeff, and thank you,
Okay.
everyone. And first, I would like to thank God for giving me wisdom and focus and all the strength. I always believe in Him, and as we know that trusting God is essential in everything that we do. And I always pray as well, and I always keep on holding the promise of God to me, the Proverbs 3:5-6. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and your plans will succeed. In all thy ways, acknowledge Him, and He shall direct your path straight. So, really, guys, at first, I was so stressed initially thinking about IELTS, as maybe some of us also experience that we're thinking that IELTS is actually more difficult than NCLEX, and I also thought about it, and I was really confused at first if I will take the IELTS or not. Thankfully, I have my I met friends online. So thanks to Jeff and to my the originals group mates. So thank you to everyone, because for without all your help and support, without the everyday practice, I think I'm not gonna do it. So thank you, everyone.
Doreen, could you please tell us about your preparation?
Actually, I started really preparing last month, July. It's my I think Chorizo is here, so he sent me a message. He told me if I can be his partner, speaking partner. Then that's the time that we also have a group, and then of course for Jeff for adding me in the messenger group. So during that moment, I don't have yet the initiative, or I'm not even motivated to do my exam, and I did not also have any schedule yet. But then, because every day we keep on chatting, we keep on practicing with Junar, Ate Rhoda, Master Dan, and the rest of the guys in here, and also for Jeff. So I started to feel confident, and then after that, like I think July 20, something like that. So I decided to book my exam for August 15. Then I also most of the time, like for my Zoom friends, I mean group mates, we actually had practice almost like 8 hours a day. So it's actually the perseverance, dedication, hard work, and I commend my group. They are really an awesome individual. So I wanted also to give credit to them.
Yeah, I think I could say that that is a meritorious act or practice preparation. Yes, Doreen. Yeah. Doreen, if you don't mind, could we know what is your score? If you don't mind.
Yes, actually, I am gobsmacked when I saw my result last night. I didn't expect it, because I just prayed for at least 7 and 6.5. But thanks God, I'm really in awe of His mercy. I got 7.5 in speaking and 7.5 overall band score.
Wow, that was so high. Okay. Doreen, so please tell us about your actual exam. Like, how did you do in listening, reading?
Yes. Actually, on my actual exam, the speaking came first. So the center that I've been, it's not that, maybe because there were also plenty of test taker during that time. So I could say that it's not so organized. And my exam was scheduled 12:20, and I had my exam only 12:40 in the afternoon. So while waiting, I was so nervous, but then because it was so organized, and then I became a little bit of instead of worrying, I became upset because I really don't know if my exam will push through or not, because I was waiting for so long already. So instead of me, I think it's also a good thing that instead of me feeling nervous, I'm feeling a little bit of upset because my listening, reading, and writing was scheduled at 1 p.m. and it's already 12:40. So I was also thinking about what will happen to the other three criteria, I mean, three other sub-tests. So then when they finally called me at like around 12:41, so when I saw my examiner, he greeted me. He's an Indian old man. He's so good. He was, I think, it's also a power prayer, because when I saw him at first, I think I my nerve come down, and then I was like, I was not that so nervous when, especially when I seated down and he greeted me with a smile, and he was so kind. So he asked me, his first question to me is my full name. So I told him my name, and then also he asked me about what is my accommodation when I was young, and compare your, I mean, what do you like most about your home, your childhood home, and then compare your house, your accommodation at present, and then what is the difference. Then after that, he asked me, if you will be given a chance, what accommodation would you like to prefer in the future. So I told him that I wanted to have a detached house, because in the Philippines I live in a two-bedroom apartment. It has backyard wherein my parents, and then my parents used to plant vegetables, something like that. And then I compared my accommodation at present, that I live in the fourth. I mean, I live in a one-bedroom apartment in the fourth floor in a low-rise building, wherein I describe about neighbor. So I told him that because he's an Indian examiner and old man, so I presume that he is a family man. So I told him that when I was young, I used to play with friends, but now I have my son with me, and then he cannot even play with friends because we do not know our neighbor, and it's also us. So on that moment, I think I got him, because he's a family man, and I also talk about my son, how I wanted my son to play as well. So in the future, I would like to have my own backyard, so he can be with himself and he can enjoy his childhood. And then afterwards, he asked me about my greatest achievement, and I also told him that my greatest achievement was passing the nursing licensure examination for nursing in the United States, because I wanted to give future for my son, the future that he deserves. So he will have an option in the something like that. So, and then he keeps on agreeing with me, and then afterwards he asked me some questions. I actually forgot the part one questions after the achievement. I mean, what's my greatest achievement? I don't know. I forgot the next question. But then part two, my part two is about basketball. I mean, what sports do you want to try in the first time? So I have 1 minute to prepare, and then I think 1 minute is not yet done, but I wanted to speak, and then he told me, "Wait, not yet." Something like that. He just do hand gesture, and then I I finally did my speech for 2 minutes. So I didn't use I would like to talk about, because my coach Sir Clint from Elite Intellect 9.0, he told me that never use I would like to talk about, because this one is like buying some time. This examiner don't like to hear those stuff. So my topic is all about sports that I would like to try in the first time. So I told my introduction is as an active person that I am, I always love to play sports. For me to have, for me to gain my, I mean, to have good immunity, stamina. So I explained about the importance of sports, and then I told him basketball is a sport that I would like to try. And then I answer him that because in the Philippines there is a notion that this sport is mainly for men, but I would like to try to tell the people that this is also can be played by women. And for me to also make the 2 minutes, I also include that this sports, my husband is an avid fan of the National Basketball Player Association, and his favorite star is Stephen Curry, something like that. And then I answered that definitely at first when I will be playing this, it will be hard for me because everything will be hard at first when you play for the first, something like that. And then I also told the importance and why I would like to play this. And then after 2 minutes, I actually like 15 seconds more. I about to stop, but he gave me a gesture to keep on continue to finish my 2 minutes. So I keep on talking for 2 minutes, but I think my 15 seconds, I think it's like beating around the bush because I ran out of ideas. Maybe that's I think. And then after the part two, he asked me, "Are you sure you're gonna really play basketball?" That's what he told me. And then I told him, definitely, I would like to try it. I will play with my friends, or else if my friends don't like to play with me, I can have one-on-one basketball with my husband. And then he smiled again. So for part three, he asked me, does the children needs to, I mean, do the school needs to, I mean, like something like, if the school needs to incorporate competitive sports to the children, and what is the advantage of competitive sports to the children. And also my question is about what is the negative impact of competitive sports to children, and also why is the why people, even if they will spend a lot of money, why they still needed to see their favorite um, I mean their favorite superstar in any basketball sport. So I told him that it's actually well, I believe that it depends upon on the people, especially if they are really an avid fan like my husband. So I again incorporated my husband is an avid fan of basketball, Stephen Curry. So he wanted to go to the United States just to see him, for him to be motivated and also to think forward, something like something like that. And then I he also asked me about what if the government should support funding through sports. And then I told, yes, definitely the government should fund sports for the to showcase the talent, skills of the people, especially in my country. And then I told about, especially in my country, there are plenty of destitute people who are really good in sports. And then he asked me about how can the government have an equality for giving the funding to people. Because based on my answer, he asked me questions. Because I told about the destitute people there, so he asked me how can the government gives equality. So I told him that the government should be equally in giving treatment to all the people, regardless of the social status. Or and then I told him that by giving them training, scholarship, something like that. And then he keeps on agreeing. And then my last question is about what, how do you feel about something like if the normal sports became a professional sports. So that last question, I like for 2 seconds I said well, and then I stopped for 2 seconds because it didn't I didn't digest the question. And then I said, well, without a doubt, professional sports, blah blah blah, and blah blah blah. And then he just okay, thank you very much. He just stopped me. I didn't finish yet my answer on that last question, then he stopped me and then he said, he already recorded that that's the end of my speaking exam. And then
Okay.
finish.
Okay, thank you. Doreen, we want to hear about listening. How your tips? How did you do during that actual exam?
Yeah, on the listening actually. So after my speaking, I felt good, and I told myself that I believe that I made it. Thanks God, because the then when I am already in the listening, reading, and writing, I take a computer-based exam. So I I told Jeff as well. I am practicing in IELTS online test, the IOT. So in IOT, sometimes I got like I mean 6.5, and sometimes I got 5.5. But I still keep on practicing. Sometimes I get demotivated, especially if I got 5 in my listening. But then I keep on going. Jeff told me as well that it's fine. And then I also keep on reading those comments in the IELTS online test that it's actually a difficult test. Then it somehow gives me a relief that it's okay. And then during the exam, I just focus. So it's easier. The actual exam is easier than the IOT. So I was also amazed with my score in listening because I don't expect it. I'm only expecting like 7.5 maximum, but I got 8.5. So I I actually listen. So I am a little bit nervous, like whenever your exam, because I know I'm also not good in listening because of my uh, previous score in IOT. So I just like keep on listening. I read the questions and then I just listen. And then I think it's easier because one word and 2 words only. Unlike in IOT, sometimes 3 words, not more than 3 words. There is like one word. So I just listen, and then I just didn't let my anxiety eats me, because I think if anxiety eats you, then you will also be lost in listening part.
Okay. Doreen, how about reading? I think some of the candidates are also that's also their Waterloo about reading.
Yeah. For reading, actually, am also surprised with my test. I'm expecting that I will get like 5, because I am not so sure. Like 50% of my answer, I'm not so sure. So before the agony of waiting, I'm telling myself 5 in reading. Hopefully, I will not get 4.5, because I also got 4.5 in IOT during my practice. Every time I'm practicing there, I got 4.5 on my all practice. So I don't expect my results as well. So what I did there is that, so if you don't know the answer, don't take too much time on that. Otherwise, it will eat your time, and then you don't have time for the part 3, because part 3 I think is longer than part 1. So to check into your question, what I did is I read first my question, and then after reading my questions, then I read the paragraph. So at least I know exactly what I am looking for. So that's what I did. And then also in the fill in the blank, like you need to find the words. So you just needed also to read that one, and then you need to make sure to do the synonyms, because sometimes it's just only there. Because the more practice, you will also develop your own strategy. Because I keep on practicing my reading, because I know also that I'm not good at it, especially it's a long passage. So when I tried many times, then I noticed that the reading portion is only like a comprehension, and then you're able to get it in the passage once you keep on practicing. So even if get like only five or six, as long as you don't give up and keep on reading, because I always believe that nothing in the world can keep us from our goal. And for writing, my part one is all about writing task one is all about oil production in five African countries. So writing task two. So my writing task two is actually about um wait, it's about like juvenile delinquent. Are you, to what extent you agree, or disagree that young young people who committed serious offense like robbery and violence will be punished same like an adult. So in what extent you agree or disagree? So that is my part. Writing task two. So since the task two has more bearing, 70%. So I finish first my task two, and then after finishing my task two, that's the time I take the part in the writing test one, because the writing test one is only 30%. And then in task two, I write the introduction, and then the introduction as well, it should have your opinion. Like I said, I somehow agree that young children should be punished with their action, but but I do not agree that but I do not agree that they will be punished with the same like an adult, something like that. So I in my writing task two, in the introduction, the examiner will already know what my stand. So in writing task two, the introduction should know that either you agree or disagree, or to what extent you agree or disagree, or whatever you stand about that essay. And then my body. So I put first my body that I disagree. So my body is like that I agree first that they will be punished if they do some littering or some petty crimes. They will be punished according to the rule of that area. Then in my part two, body, I already told them that they shouldn't be punished because they are still under tutelage of their parents, and they are not yet erudite of what is the consequences of their action. So they should be under the human rights, something like that. I said about the center or institution that protects those juvenile delinquents. And then on my conclusion, I told in my conclusion, also the conclusion is same like your overall view in on what is your stand. Like I said, to take things, to take all things into account, I recommend that this blah blah something like that. And then after I finish my task to like 35 minutes, and then I did my task one. And then for task one, also in introduction, the overview will be there. Like elucidated in the bar graph is the something like that. So also in your introduction, you should also know what is there in the graph. If like uh, in the graph, what can you see is the most what do you call this one? Like if you see for example that oil production is more in Nigeria, then you can say overall Nigeria has the greatest account of oil production, 100,000 barrel per day. So in the introduction itself, the examiner will already know that you already see what is the main idea of that graph that you are actually discussing. Yeah.
Okay. Doreen, I just want to remind you, just only 10 minutes left. Okay, if they have question, you can raise your hand. Okay. So while waiting for their question, Doreen, what is your preparation the night before the exam?
Actually, once again, I would like to thank my Zoom mate. They are really helpful. Chorizo, Nurse Charlie, Remy, all my Zoom mate. They really did prepare me, especially Chorizo. He's an amazing Zoom partner. If you remember in Zush IELTS before, one of I think I don't know her name, but she got 8.5. So it's also a partner of chorizo. So I am very happy that they are my Zoom partners. They really prepared me. They asked me like a million of questions.
Okay. So yeah, Grace Lynn, you can ask now,
I'm
Grace Lynn.
Doreen. Hi, congratulations.
Thank you.
Uh, uh, which test center did you take your exam?
I
UKVI or IDP? I don't
IDP,
know if you answered.
yeah, IDP in University of Wollongong.
Computer based as well.
Computer based because my handwriting is so legible.
Abstract. Okay.
So I
I have abstract handwriting also.
yeah,
Okay,
it's very
ma'am. Thank
abstract.
you.
Thank you.
Okay. So yeah, because Doreen is Dubai based. Yes. And Doreen, while waiting for the other questions, could you please you can also say if you want to say thank you to other people, although you
Yeah,
mentioned.
yeah, thank you so much to all the people, like to all of you guys. Wow. Thank you to all the people. Sorry. I feel like anyway, I look forward, guys, that you will also. I mean, we are gonna have this IELTS success story in the future in his time. So thank you so much for everyone. For Grace also, I've been Hyacinth. I think most of you and Aljon. I think I mean, and Lian. Thank you so much. I think I also have time to had mock exam
And,
with you
and
guys before.
and I think during that time that we have speaking practice with Mandy and you're always
Yeah,
raising your hand. Yes.
yes.
So yeah, Doreen, if you could read the chat, there's questions in that chat box.
Yeah, my writing score. Yeah, my writing score. I'm so happy with my writing score. I got 6.
Kaylin said, how do you manage review for 8 hours despite of hectic schedules at work?
Yes, actually, my we even if we were at work wherever we are, as long as there is a link, we keep on practicing in the because my Zoom mates, they are so flexible. They are so I cannot explain really, guys. Before I thought I cannot find true friends in online, but they are an amazing people, sobra. So 8 hours. I think whenever last month, whenever we have time, like on our day off, or they will be starting 12, and then some people will come in like 3, and some people will come in at 4. So we will be finishing everybody until everyone has the chance to talk and then to have their mock exam. So sometimes it took us like 8 9 hours. We are talking from morning until night until in the evening. So that's actually it's too much. I'm telling you
Intense.
guys.
That
So
was intense.
intense review
Okay.
because we believe that this is our banner year. So we shouldn't take exam again and again. So because of that, we believe that we will be able to do it in one take, and then that's the reason why, guys, keep on practicing, because the secret is to keep on practicing, and practice makes perfect. The more
Okay.
practice, the more chances of passing.
Okay. Doreen, there's question from our very own Remy as well. What is your score in writing?
Yeah, my score in writing is 6, so I'm so
Okay.
happy with that.
Okay. Naitawid na yung writing, okay na
Yes,
yan. And then, Kaylin again, ma'am, what part did you struggle?
In writing task 1, because I already have like only 1 minute left, and then I didn't write yet my generalization, my last paragraph. So it's like 1 minute left, and then I needed to type. I even like cannot hold my mouse. And then because I'm already anxious for 1 minute, but then I'm able to write one sentence on my third body paragraph in writing task 1. And I really I don't know if I put a period, because I'm really like anxious with that 1 minute left, and then
Oh,
it's gone. And
okay.
then yeah, my that's it.
Okay. Do you have any more question, guys? I'm here. Did you stutter? I think this is speaking exam. Difficulties in constructing my first line.
Actually, I could say that during my first few weeks in my practice with our Zoom friends, so I did stutter, but during my exam, because of the like 8 hours, sometimes 7 hours, we are speaking, chatting, and we strictly speak in English. So even if we are talking like at the beginning of our Zoom mock lesson, we keep on talking in English, and then our day, how about our work, our family before we start and everything. So during that time and every day we do practice, I think I developed the ability how to construct words, and then also how to answer difficult question, because we did in the group, we are asking about globalization, about modernization, about the impact of the detrimental impact of the like
Okay.
how is the face of the environment change with
Okay.
the action of something like that. It's a very
Okay.
hard question.
Doreen, I'm sorry that we are almost done with our success story. So thank you so much. God bless you, and you are actually the inspiration, not only me but everyone. So guys, if you have question, you can chat in Facebook group. They are in on group 1. Thank you, Doreen.
Thank
Thanks
you so
everyone.
much. God bless you. Yeah. Only one. To overcome your fear in public speaking, just be confident and just believe in yourself. That's the thing, because we Filipinos, we know how to speak English, and we are good at it. So you just need to believe in yourself, because that's the very key. Be confident and believe in yourself. You can do it.
Okay, that's all for tonight, guys. Thank you so much and take care. God bless, Doreen,
Thank
and
you so much,
congratulations
Jeff.
again.
Thank you so much, Jeff. God bless you. God bless you.
Okay,
Thank
bye,
you.
You
guys.
so much.
Jeff.
God bless everyone.